know what we could do, fools? Play the game you got.
It's a good idea, actually.
Perfect.
Come on, man.
Where's Substance at?
I'm gonna grab it. It's upstairs.
Damn it.
Perfect.
Cash? Test?
There's a booty kicker up here if you want to use it.
What?
There's a booty kicker up here.
What are you saying?
Woo! Welcome back. Welcome home. You Are Here podcast episode 310. If you're watching online right now on the YouTubes, on the Spotify, we got him louder back. We're in his hometown. It's not his hometown, his home state.
Home state.
We're in his home.
No.
No, it's not his home.
Anytown's doing pretty good.
Anytown's doing really good. He had a bit of a come up, and then we're here.
I have 5 homes. No.
But thanks for joining us, guys. It's going to be a little bit of a mashup. Little new thing we're trying to do while we're on the road, man. It's a traveling episode. So we're still bringing it to you. We're going to do a couple shout outs. AnytownActorsLab.com. I mean, you want to talk about it? We got you here. You want to read?
Yeah, for sure. Anytown Actors Lab. It's acting training all over the world. Anytown. That name is all about great actors can come from anywhere. Doesn't matter where you are. But if you can't access great training, we're here for you to help you become the best actor you can be. So check it out. AnytownActorsLab.com. We do training for students all over the world via Zoom, and we also do training in person in the Dallas-Fort Worth area of Texas. Thank you guys so much.
One-on-ones without them.
Yes.
And wherever you are, all over the world. And possibly in person coming soon down the road.
Yeah, we've got a lot of in-person students who are excited to join. We're just looking for spaces. So,
Could I join if I wanted to join?
well, I would say yes, but Dave is trained. You're a trained actor.
Dang. What to spend time together? A little more.
We can spend time together outside of that,
Okay.
which we do, and we are now.
We're doing it now.
Right in this moment, it's being recorded.
This is training. You're being trained now.
You're being.
You just graduated.
I just graduated.
Just now.
OhaganCareerCoaching.com. Guys, if you are in between jobs,
We're
you're just
gonna do
coming out
this
of
too.
college,
You're
we're gonna do a little
Yeah.
mini read. Gotta shout out our boy Jim O'Hagan at OhaganCareerCoaching.com.
Quick, you know.
Yeah, if you're looking
Chill.
for any kind of training to get ready for the next job you want to get to, we want to get you out there working. He's the best coach we got that we can send you to. 30 years plus experience. Go to the website. Awesome networking package right now. Go check it out. OhaganCareerCoaching.com. Patreon.com/YouAreHerePod.
Pod. Yes.
Yes, we've been saying it wrong for 5 years, and you've been giving to the wrong people. So it's You Are Here Pod. Patreon.com/YouAreHerePod if you want to support the boys.
Throw us a bone.
Throw some on.
Welcome back. Welcome home.
Welcome back, welcome home.
Dude.
310.
I don't know what I'm going to offer because my brain's fried.
Mikey's been sick since
I've
we
been
got
sick.
to Texas.
Upper respiratory infection.
Respiratory.
According to your wife.
Can you tell, I wanted you to tell the story real quick of when we get to the airport, you're a little sick, it's 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And the first person you encounter at the airport is the person who tags the bag. You have a bag you have to check.
Oh, yeah.
What did she say? Can you tell him how it went? First thing, first interaction.
I get to I drop off the bag. I'm like, we got the podcast stuff, right? So I'm going to drop off, I can't have 3 bags on the airplane.
Yeah.
So I drop off my suitcase and put it on. I'm like, it's going to be so simple. I got my little tag thing at the kiosk, I put in my stuff.
You did it right.
I did notice when I was getting that tag out of the printer thing, it was tough to pull out, right? I was like, you gotta go, right?
Yeah.
It didn't feel too right. Now that I think
Something
about
was
it,
wrong.
something was wrong. But then I'm like, yeah, whatever. I head up to the lady and give her the bag. She said, all right. Give her the paper. She says, did you use that machine? And I was like, yeah. Did you use that machine? That one? I'm like, yes, I did. That's exactly what I used. She's like, oh, well, you're missing the. And I'm like, the what? She's like, you're missing the. You use that machine. I'm like, yes, I did use it. I used that machine. She's like, okay, let me go with you. And she takes me to go look at the machine. And she's like, this one. I'm like, yeah, this machine. Yeah.
This one here.
And she's like, ah. And then we walk back. She goes, you're missing the thing. And I'm like, okay, can we fix that? She goes, it's okay.
Just 7 steps to get to.
And then I gave her my luggage, and I guess.
And you got it.
I got it.
Yeah, we didn't lose it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't pertinent that you have that.
No, I guess not.
No.
Wow.
I'm thinking it was like the little tag you get that they put on your passport.
Maybe.
That like, if you do lose your luggage, you
Yeah.
have like
Find
the ID for it.
It could be that. And she just said, fuck
And she
it.
just said, fuck it. If your
If
shit's
you lose
lost,
it, you're
then
fucked.
you're screwed.
What have you, since you've been here, because we took you to the barbecue spot, took you to a couple places.
First time in
You've
Texas.
been sick. It's first time in Texas. So
Yeah,
far.
I've been
Dallas Fort Worth. The first day you were out.
Yeah.
First day, Mikey.
I've been out every day, I think.
First day Mikey was like recluse.
I think I'm out every day, but I'm trying to
You're fighting.
exist
You're fighting.
and enjoy it.
Had a lot of teeth.
It's rough.
That's tough.
I know, dude. When you're traveling, like and
Even
you're
now,
sick,
even right now, like I feel like my body's cold and my shirt is hot.
Oh,
That's what I feel.
that's not good.
You know?
That's not good. This will never make it. It'll never air this episode.
No, dude.
You
Listen.
won't make it.
The saddest thing so far I felt was the first day when we were going out. We had to come back and take a nap because we had like 45 minutes of sleep
Yeah.
the whole day.
Yeah.
But after the nap, we were going to go out again. Where were we
Yeah.
going the first night? Neon Cactus.
Yeah.
No, you were coming to
I
that.
didn't went with her.
So it was something before, but I remember we were going out, and I went to your door. Oh, it was the next morning when we went to the interviews.
Oh,
With the shoot,
right.
the cool.
Yeah.
We got to
Yes.
talk about that.
Yeah.
But I go upstairs to your spot, or I called you,
Yeah.
and I said, "Dude, you coming?" And you're like, "No, honestly, I think I'm just gonna sleep in, man. I gotta like give it a day to recover." And I was like so sad. And then the night before you went, I go, "You okay?" And you go, "Honestly, dude, this always happens to me." I was like, "Oh man," and you were like, "When I travel, this always happens."
Yeah. It's
It was
always
like
like,
an Eeyore moment, dude. I felt bad.
yeah.
You always get sick.
I do always get sick, man. I do.
Ugh.
I have like so many stories of like, it's like the one trip I'm going for like have a great time.
Yeah.
That's good.
I remember when I went to visit my boy Eric in Portland
Uh-huh.
for the first time.
Uh-huh.
We were gonna do all this stuff, dude. I get there, I couldn't talk.
Damn.
Oh.
Not even talk. So, and I was still like, nah. I was like, no, let's do it. RFK, like, and I was like, and I like ended up like drinking still, like, going out, and like I couldn't even speak, dude.
When you had to go to Arizona for the shoot, how sick were you? And then like,
It's the worst.
how did you fight through? Like, what was
Well,
the tactic?
Yeah, so I was shooting a short film in Arizona.
Shout out
and-
APS.
No,
No, sorry, wrong person.
that's okay.
Shout out,
Different guy.
Different guy. Ian.
Yeah, Nolan.
Nolan. I'm sorry, Nolan.
That's
I'm bad
okay.
with
That's
names.
okay.
I'm bad with names.
No, no.
Christopher?
And
Chris Nolan. Yes.
so we had planned this shoot for months. Months and months and months.
See?
And months. And
It's always when you plan.
yeah, and it's like a period western, so my character is like on horses and stuff. But you know how it is in any independent film production. It's like everything's riding on the planning,
That's it.
and you can't just say, "Oops, let's do it next weekend."
Yeah.
It's just everything's booked. It's you have to go, or the script gets rewritten.
Yeah.
So I remember getting sick at like 2 a.m. and I texted Nolan, just so you know, I am sick. It wasn't like a maybe. It was
So
like
how'd you know you were sick?
it was all of the signs. It was like
Oh,
Dude.
cold body, hot shirt.
yeah.
It was my my head was killing me. I was just like nauseous. So I told him, and I was like, I don't want to get y'all sick, but I'm coming unless you say don't come. And he was like, I'm so sorry, bro. I'm also sick. And I was like, oh.
So
wow.
the director's sick and
Yeah.
the actor's sick.
Oh,
He had like a stomach bug. Mine wasn't like that. Wasn't a stomach thing.
Yeah.
It was everything else. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go, and then I'm gonna get in the hotel. And when I was on the plane, it was the worst because I was shivering and I had a fever, and I mean I was on the plane like
dude, there's nothing worse
It
on
was-
the
it was
plane.
horrible. And I was like, how long is this flight? And it was from Texas to Phoenix. Like it's not a long flight.
Yeah.
It felt like 9 hours. And I got off the plane. And I was like, I just gotta go to a hotel. So I went to a hotel. I told Nolan everything. I was like, we don't need to leave until I was supposed to be a table read that night. I was like, I'm not going.
Can't do it.
I can't go. He was like, just rest. And so I rested, and then the next morning we were driving up to the spot, which was a 4-hour drive from Phoenix north to shoot in this place, this isolated place that we had for about 4 or 5 days.
Beautiful spot.
It was awesome. And I sweat through the sheets 4 times
Oh,
in a 12-hour span.
dude.
And I thought, oh, my fever broke. I feel better. But it was just like waves of sickness. And so it went on for 9 days.
Oh.
And like we had a 3:30 call time we were like riding horses in the morning. So I had to do all that.
Sick as a dog.
I shot for 20 hours, but I had 3 hours in those 20 hours where I did rest.
Yeah.
But I kept thinking it's gonna get better, and it's worse at night, and it was but it was still bad the whole time. So it was just terrible.
Dude, to fight through that, though, you have to.
You just no choice.
Yeah.
That's insane.
You're
to
out.
also do the job while you're.
That's it.
Yeah.
You still gotta
You
work.
guys couldn't do anything right now. Like right now, I'm like, I don't want anything.
You just did
Yeah.
like a lap around a 2-mile loop, and you were like, I think I'm good.
I'm telling you, once I get in that bed, I'm like dreading being in that bed.
Really?
Yeah, because it's just like, I don't know what it is about just the Texas. I don't know what's going on here, but like I feel like you know what it is? I'm in my bed and I put my hand out and I just feel a draft. And I'm like, what is that?
You're just shivering up there.
Yeah, I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
Like it's literally hot shirt, cold body. I'm like, what is?
Terrible.
I'm like feeling my body like, will it get warm? Like,
Dude.
Bones are cold.
I thought at one point in the night when I woke up at 3 a.m. I was like, I think my body stopped, like my heart stopped beating. You know, like I've gone vampire. You know.
You
Got vampire.
Yeah.
you have no blood anymore.
Yeah, it's gone.
Dude.
Yeah, being sick is the worst,
Well, I'm sorry that you
especially on vacation.
I'm
sorry
just sorry to be sick. Like that's my problem.
Dude, can't help it.
I hate it.
You got bad travel immunities, dude. You're good at
Do you
one
think
place for a while.
there's something to leading up to like a big event or a big thing? You know, people like get nervous before a thing.
Yeah.
You know. Do you
Yes.
think there's like a
Stress?
a
I think
sickness?
it's stress.
Yeah, I think stress.
Do you think you
lowers-
can get sick to a point you can get sick?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
you
that?
stress yourself out to get sick.
I
for
think
sure.
it's a contributing factor to your
Absolutely.
immune system.
100%.
Yeah.
And you know what's
Definitely.
funny? Like, you have all the remedies and stuff. People are like, you gotta have salt water. You gotta
I've
have this.
had
You've done everything.
But Lena will tell you, it's like
She's
none of that works.
Nothing.
It just gives you like peace of mind, or gives you a little bit of like relief for
Yeah.
a second, but it doesn't like cure all.
I got my little immune boost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that stuff is just for your mind. I feel.
Garbage.
Yeah, just to stress you out less. But yeah, dude, I'm sorry. Well, you're hanging now. Now you're back.
Yeah.
You throw it
I'm
going out.
I beat John Jones.
You just beat John Jones
You
in
did.
the FC4. We were messing around.
Yeah.
You know.
Dude, Adam, how do you feel having the boys here? I mean, like, what's changed in your life? I know you slowed things down.
Oh man.
End of the year, boys are in town.
Yeah, it's the best. We were looking forward to this forever. I mean, no offense, Mikey. We were trying not to get sick while y'all were here.
Yeah.
Well, you
Meaning,
got sick before.
well, yeah, we were sick 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
I was sick for 6 days. Katie was sick for 10. She had
Yeah.
a sinus infection at the end of it. And I was like, get this out of the way.
Yeah,
Mhm.
knock it out.
I feel bad saying this because you're currently not
I
great.
get it.
But I was just like, I can't do this again with friends here.
Straight up.
So we've just been so excited and it's just been great. It's just one of those things where you're like, it's never enough time.
Never.
No matter what.
Never.
So you want to do everything?
I know.
Literally, Katie's like, okay, what time are we doing dinner? Okay, we're gonna do an airport pickup. I'm like,
I know.
it's hard to you just want to enjoy it.
I know. If it was like a month or two, it'd be like, all right, we're gonna get to everything. There's no rush.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you just want to make the most of it. So
100%.
it's been the best. I mean, like you said earlier, we were able to do some interviews, which was really
Dude.
fun.
Talk about that real quick, bro. We got to. I feel like we're pushing like headfirst into the goal line right now. Like we're so close to where we can like finally being wrapped.
Yeah.
And I was really looking forward to getting to go and like have a reunion type of thing where we get to sit down with each other and just basically like answer questions about what it was like on the set and leading up to it and what we took from it and different actors in their roles and put those experiences together. And just to see everyone again, bro, was like,
I know.
wow.
It was cool.
It's 2 years have passed since we shot.
I know. It's unbelievable.
And I haven't seen, like I said, I haven't seen Avery. I haven't seen Terry, I haven't seen Ashton. I haven't seen them for 2 years.
I know.
Yeah, man. And then we got to hang with Avery and the family, which was incredible, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, to have those interviews shot, to meet Ben, like this pro, it was just a really cool experience, dude. It was emotional as heck.
Mm-hmm.
It was so rewarding. Everyone was crying. Like it was just not Katie. No, I'm just kidding.
Katie cried a lot.
Katie cried a lot.
Yeah, it was great. I mean,
What was it like for you? Yeah, dude.
It was really great. I mean, we wanted to do something supplemental to give people, I guess, the feeling of what it was like to shoot it.
Yeah.
Because we've talked so much, oh, it was great, everybody's great, it's great. It's like,
Everyone says it.
but I want you to, if you're the audience watching the film, or if you're somehow more connected to the movie, I just want you to see that.
Yeah.
So when you get to watch the people talk about it, not just us, and you see who they are, it's so much more, you kind of get to know them instead of us just talking about it.
For sure.
And so that's what we wanted to do, and I think everybody contributed such awesome stuff to that. And it felt great to reflect on it, but also to do it from a place of this moment, where we are today and what we're about to be able to do in the next few months. A lot of excitement, a lot of gratitude, like you said, a lot of emotion. So it was really, really special.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love everybody that was working on the movie.
Yeah.
It was nice to get them to kind of give them some time to speak on their experience.
Yeah, man.
Not just ours.
Yeah, bro. Wish we had like a podcast for just Wayward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just so everyone can get out their feelings and story. We had a little glimpse of it, and it was like really special, man. It was, I wish you were able to see it. But
It's close.
yeah, dude.
What's like the when you both came up with Wayward, right? You obviously had like a most movies. You had like a point you want to get across.
Yep.
Like a feeling you want to invoke, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any like surprising? Do you think like you exactly like follow that from the beginning to the end, or do you think like any like new kind of feeling came out of that? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mm.
I do.
Mm. Something that you weren't, that wasn't planned.
Tough.
Yes.
Yeah, Adam, you answer.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is something that Sidney Lumet used to say about his movies. He was like, you kind of start with a theme, or you start with a conviction of yours, or an expression, or a question, and then you kind of just do your best to express that using the film itself and all the elements therein: story, behavior, emotion, cinematography, editing, everything. And you and I started with, okay, we want people to have this belief and hope in their own lives if they can become self-sacrificing.
Yeah.
Instead of just living for whatever they want, regardless of the outcome. And so I think we do that. I do. I think the movie accomplishes that, or I think people will get that. But the thing that I think snuck up on me personally was that thing that I kind of mentioned in the interview about that family is not just determined by your blood or something, that it's determined by who you love. And that I didn't expect. And I didn't write with that in mind at all.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even until we were really shooting it and that I was like, oh, I'm really living out of this.
Yeah.
I think this movie's living out of this for me in a lot of ways. So that was really a completely out of left field thing.
100%.
And I think that's really the balance you try to strike when you tell stories, is you want to have it structured enough and makes sense enough and you connect enough with what the character's doing that the audience isn't lost, but you don't want to tell them what to feel.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean? It's like where's that balance?
Yeah.
And that's what's really hard, is finding the balance. And I hope we do. And what's really cool about finding the balance is you leave it open for others' interpretations.
100%.
And I think us as creators, but eventually we're watching the film too, we become audience members. We're also kind of folded in as audience members in a way. What are you feeling from this?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what kind of came away from me.
Yeah, I think when we came up with it, the thing that struck me was Katie yesterday during the interviews was like, what do you hope this invokes in people? How are they? What do you hope the audience gets from this? She was like, oh, I hope the single mother feels seen, and then she flipped it. She goes, I hope the daughter who's watching realizes like her single mother is going through it is like there's empathy for them there. And I think I never thought of that.
Wow.
I thought like I think of it now as an adult, but that wasn't my intention in writing it when we wrote it.
No.
For a child to look at it and say, damn, dad didn't have one, he's trying. And it's not pretty, and he's fucking up here and there, but like, he's trying out of his way to try. And she's doing the best she can and probably having hard times on her own when I can't see her. Like that kind of thing, never thought of it. Not up until like that day. I was like, boom.
Yeah.
Like a shotgun blast. But I think the thing too, it makes me think of like when you're building a character and you have moments, you'll know what I'm talking about, where you start to have original ideas in the moment out of your character that you've like developed and you're working on, where it's you, but it's like, it's only things that are coming from the moment out of the things that you've worked on. They're being born in the moment. You'll have an idea that trickles out of you that's like, oh, I would never think that on my own. It's something that was like left open to interpretation, and then I kind of like grasped it, and now I'm having this wild thought about like, I don't know, if I'm working on like a painter, like I'm a painter or something, like all of a sudden my brain just came up with in the moment in a conversation with you, like a hue of yellow that your skin has that I never would have picked up on as date. You know what I'm saying? Like original thoughts are coming, and made me think of the story and like how we can't anticipate how an audience is going to be moved by, because there's so many different walks of life that we aren't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they're going to have to grasp different like meanings from the story, and like either great ones or ones that are small or whatever. But it's funny, you can't control. It's out of our hands, like what an audience controls. But I think that first thing is like was the goal. It was like, yeah, if you choose to be selfless in life and like take the high road and do the right thing, and give, then you can be redeemed. Like there is a path to redemption for someone who's gotten off the path and become wayward. And if not, you may continue to burrow into that selfishness, and there's no way out, or it seems like there's no way out. But the way out is selflessness, is the thing we're trying to say, is the giving, is the putting yourself second, and for the greater good. So we'll see.
And you're saying, in a way, that when you're writing, you sort of have to create characters that will dictate their own will.
That's what was big for us, dude.
And it is really strange, because I always say it's similar to stenography or something at a certain point, because you sort of create the character and then you watch the character do what they'll do. Yeah. And of course it's coming out of your imagination, but if you've built it right, you can actually observe that character walking around and doing things. Yeah. And you're like, they would never do that.
Yeah.
And those are most of our writing meetings, where do you think he does this and then that and then this?
It's like, obviously he wouldn't.
And you'd be like, why would he do that?
Yeah.
And it's like, because it wouldn't he? And then that would be, our discussion was, how do we see the character making his own decisions?
Yeah.
And
it's pretty like funny how, isn't it funny how we write something and then we'd be like, what were we thinking? Like we obviously plotted a thing that the person we created in the beginning would never reach.
Yes.
Like it's just implausible. He would never make that choice.
Yes.
She wouldn't do that. She would obviously do this, you know?
It's really funny, because you as a writer, you're like, this kind of has to happen.
Yeah.
And you don't want to telegraph it. You don't want to be like, and there it is obvious, and the audience go, oh, we're going to do this. And but you're like, it kind of has to. And it takes a lot of faith and trust, not only in the audience, but in the characters, to say, I don't know, let's just see.
Yeah.
And then when you watch them go, like you said, I think the degree of it being a correct dramatic choice is the degree to which you've made them real.
Yes.
If they're not real, they're going to definitely be, well, maybe you could do that. Maybe you could. And then it just becomes, what's the most interesting idea for a scene? What's
going to be cool to watch? Like, you know what I mean? Then you start flaring it up, and you think it'll be just like fun to see on screen, and you lose the believability, I believe, in the person you're watching.
Yes.
Like the characters you half-heartedly developed. You know what I mean? Because they're not whole people. So you can't trust them. There's like you've lost some kind of believability in what they're doing. Like your imagination can't hold on, in my opinion.
100%. And that's how I feel as an audience member too. That's my preference when I watch things. So I want to believe that the character would actually do that.
Yeah.
But here's the weird blend, and why writing is always hard, is you are looking for the balance between vouchsafing and withholding information, and the dramatist has to decide what that balance is. But at the same time, I guess the other way of looking at that is to make the narrative surprising along the way, yet inevitable. And that's sort of the reason why that's a good goal, is because that's kind of how life is. At any point in time, anything can happen. We know the elements of life are such that we have free will.
Yep.
There's gravity, this table, and all these things, but I could just take the coffee and just throw it in your face right now.
Yep.
Probably not going to do that.
I would assume that's against who you are as a person.
You would assume.
I would assume.
But we're living in the moment going, it could happen though.
It could happen. That was one of the first breakthroughs I had, was like, it's crass, but it was shout out Andrea said, you guys are like, you think that you're safe here. You're not safe. This isn't safe. I was like, wow, like we're acting, it's fun. Like, it's playing, we're having fun.
Yeah.
She's like, no, like, I've seen people get into fights and scenes, like, wow, you could screw each other right now. Like, that could happen. Like, you probably won't, but like, it's life. Like, it's life. Anything can happen. And I remember I was like, this isn't, I think I'm just looking at this like it's a cartoon sometimes. Like, oh, this is the acting exercise. This isn't the life training I'm doing, you know? And it kind of changed perspectives for me about it.
Yeah. You know what, I think that really, I don't know why I'm thinking of a movie I recently watched, There Will Be Blood. It's like a perfect example of like everything you're just talking about. It's like, I don't know, I feel like starting learning movies and getting into filmmaking and stuff like that, when I first started, it was so tough to like understand the perspective of like actors and stuff. That's why I feel like I really learned, like in school I didn't really learn that perspective really, of how people act, what you need to do, or like what are the key kind of components. But like after I, talked to you and like met you and then like I see how passionate you guys were, and I was able to learn about that, and it really made more sense. That was a big breakthrough for me. And another, I think, in terms of like character, like I think There Will Be Blood really like showed, like it's the first time I really looked at like a character and I'm like, holy shit. Everything that lined up that happened throughout the story, it didn't feel like it was like someone put A, like this happens, B, this happens. It's like she was just thrown into him, and like you see the way he reacts and you're like, oh, it's kind of how you do it.
It's like it almost has
to. You don't really think about it.
Yeah.
It's just naturally happening. Like, holy shit,
like
you can do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Isn't that all right? Adam got me this for Christmas. It's called Substance. The rules of substance. Gather around with a stranger, family, friends, ex-girlfriends, ex-boyfriends. No, it doesn't say that.
Okay. Oh.
No surface level conversations is the rule. Okay. Number 2, you choose level. You pick a card. Ask a opposing member a question of your choosing. Stop reading how to play. Enjoy the experience.
Pick a card, dude.
Boom.
That's what it said.
Okay.
There's 3 categories.
So there's 3 categories. How do I gotta separate them?
Are we doing the one card, everyone answers a different one, or?
I think everybody should answer their own.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll do 3.
Oh, we pull and then everyone answers their own.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, there's
one of us gets vulnerable, one of us gets
mind fuck, and then one of us gets intimacy.
You'll get games.
No.
Take a date.
I'm sorry.
Okay, vulnerable.
We'll ask Mikey a vulnerable.
Mind fuck? Okay.
Blow my mind, man.
Okay. Mind fuck, intimacy.
You're getting the hacienda tonight. Guys, we're having Tex-Mex tonight. You haven't been to Texas, come to Texas.
Adam's really good at showing you the best places to eat food. Dude.
Go to La Hacienda Ranch.
And we went to Hutchins last night.
Hutchins barbecue.
Dude, that brisket's.
I'm sorry.
I want to go again.
It's at least the best in North
That's
Texas.
I might. Okay, I start.
You start.
And then
you ask Mikey a question and pick whichever one you want.
Oh, I get to pick?
Whichever one.
No, I'm just kidding. Ooh, who is the one person that has consistently been there for you?
Wow.
Fuck.
can't say Captain Crunch.
This is such like a bullshit.
Did you hear
Yeah.
that? Jimmy's back? He might have to join us.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
That was a bullshit card to
You
pull
might pull another one?
from you.
I'll pull another one.
No, man, I'll be real, dude. It was you.
Oh, no, don't do
really?
this. He winked at the camera, dude.
Yeah, man, you're always there.
Oh.
Always been around, man. You always help me out.
My
My times of need.
Thanks,
I'm
bro.
alone.
I got you, dude. I love you, man.
Guess you are here.
My boy. Through sickness and health. Isn't that
Yeah.
marriage?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
Nina's not here.
true. Then there's a table right in front of us.
There is a
I'm gonna
table.
go ahead and leave.
If we clear it, we can put Adam on top. No, okay.
What? See,
No.
that's called taboo. It's a different game.
Different game, different game. Alright.
All right, so you asked him that.
Okay, I asked.
All right, Mikey, you choose which one you want.
I'm about
Let's go.
to blow your mind, dude.
You're asking Adam or me? Is it we just do boom boom?
Up to you.
I'll ask Adam.
Okay.
My pleasure.
Ooh, this is a good one for Adam.
Really?
Yeah, this is a really good one.
He's like, I'll show you.
He's like, what color?
You could be put on any table. No.
I'm going white round.
If you could go back in time to meet one person, who would it be and why?
Okay,
That's a good one for you.
this is a great question. I am famous in my own house for being an idolatrous person. Meaning, in my life, I started looking up to people really fast, really intensely. So it started with like country music artists. He was definitely on the list. And I really wanted to be like them. Michael Jackson was probably the other first one. And then
Not good he didn't meet you,
and then, dude, that was funny. And then it branched into just things that I was interested in. So it'd be basketball players, Michael Jordan, Dirk Nowitzki,
People you were like.
Dallas Kid. People that I aspired to be like.
Got it.
And so like, I would probably have said one of these people who accomplished great things. And it would probably be someone either in dramatic literature like Arthur Miller or Elia Kazan, or an actor, you know. I did meet Philip Seymour Hoffman. I would have probably said him. Marlon Brando, someone like that.
Philip Seymour Hoffman, quick. What was it when you met him?
When I met him?
Yeah.
I'll tell the story real fast. I was working at a farmer's market in New York City, and it was a few months before he passed away. And he walked past me, and I was selling renewable energy. I was in the middle of a sale. And my partner, Kira, she was with me kind of pitching. And I was like,
That's Philip Seymour.
and I was like, I'm leaving. And I just walked away. And I just started following him. And I was like, what am I doing? This is creepy.
He's
I'm
following.
stalking. He went into a bookstore. It's no longer around. It's called Left Bank Books in Greenwich Village. I went inside. It was a really small bookstore. And he was in the back taking a photo of a play on his phone. And I was like, I don't remember. I couldn't see it. And I was like, oh my gosh. And the guy who was the owner of the store looked right at me and he goes, can I help you? And I was like, yes. And I had to make something up. And I was reading Blood Meridian at the time.
Okay.
Actually, I hadn't read it, but I was reading some Cormac McCarthy books. And I was like, do you have any Cormac McCarthy books? And he was like, we do. We have, let me look. And he looked on his little computer. And Philip Seymour Hoffman walked behind me. And he was going to leave. And he said, we have The Road. And I was like, oh, okay. And Philip Seymour Hoffman opened the door and he said,
No.
The Road. And I went, The Road. And we looked at each other. We were this close to each other. And he goes, have you ever read that? And I went, nope. And he goes, do you have any kids? I was like, no. And he goes, oh, good. If you had kids, I'd say don't read it. Since you don't have kids, you'll probably be able to read it. It's a very intense book, and it's honestly really disturbing. And I said, a lot of his books are. I just read Blood Meridian. That one was really disturbing. He goes, oh, that one is super disturbing. He's like, he's such a brilliant writer. The Road might be his best one. I say read it. And I was like, okay, I'll read it. And I maybe said a couple other things, and then he left, and the owner of the bookstore had the road in his hand in the corner of the store. He was like, sir. And I went over to him, and he goes, do you know who that was? And I was like, do I know who that was? Yeah! I was like, that's the guy. That's why I'm acting. That guy is why I'm acting. And he was like, yeah, he's amazing. He comes here all the time. I'm like, yeah, I know more about him than you do. Like, shut up. And then he was like, you gonna buy this? I had like $10 in my account. I was like, you know what? I'll come back. And then I left, and we ran into each other again because he walked that way, and then he came back. And I was like, hello. And he was like, oh, hey again. And I was like, and then he walked by, and he went to the corner store. And I was just like, I have to talk to him more. Like, I have to ask him. I have to like get coffee with him. Like, this is insane.
Yeah.
But I was also working. So I went back to work.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I just kind of watched him from afar, like move around the neighborhood. So anyway, so I met him, and it was like amazing. I called my mom. She was like, "You idiot! Why didn't you tell him how much you loved him?" And I was like, "I just wanted to treat him like a normal guy."
Yeah, and he did.
And but yeah, then he passed away, and I just no one expected that. And yeah, I cried all day long. Like I didn't come out of my room. I cried for like 10 hours straight.
Wow.
My wife Katie was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm not okay."
Yeah.
I got like 7 texts at the same time from people. They're like, "You're not gonna be okay." They're like calling me. I was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah. When a hero dies, like
Yeah, he was my number one hero.
or acting inspiration.
Yeah, for sure. So I would say someone like that who had accomplished something great, but I would have to say Jesus.
There it is. There it is.
I would have to meet him. Now, I'm a Christian, so I feel like I do have a relationship with Jesus, but I would really love to see Jesus in the flesh.
Oh man.
That would be the ultimate thing, to just be in that presence. And I know what that feels like from like the Holy Spirit and my own relationship and stuff, but man, that would be really cool to just be there when he was whatever, performing miracles or giving sermons or anything. But yeah, I would probably say him. Good question.
Very good. Great question. That's
Okay.
a great question.
Well, I guess we're gonna go for it.
Yes. I'm a little nervous about this.
David Joseph Valina.
Yes.
God, he went intimacy, by the way, everyone, for some reason.
I don't know if you can answer this, to be honest.
See, this is what.
No, really, I don't know. Maybe you can. But it says, how can you tell when you have fallen out of love?
Ooh. Damn.
God.
I know.
That's the answer. What
Did you hear that sigh?
like that? That's how you could tell.
That was
So
awesome.
there's sighs going on. Maybe that's how. Next question. What?
What is your definition of love?
Great question. I think, this is so hard. It has to do with, okay, give me a second. It has to do with my care and my desire to be around, and my will now has become like, okay. I said it the other time, and it kind of made more sense to me in this like way of saying it. When I can see, or if someone can see, I want my eyes to reflect in you how beautiful you are. That's love to me. Like when I can see in you that you care about me, and there's like you're trying to show me how beautiful I am, and I'm trying to do the same with you. That's love. And time is spent willingly, as opposed to like having to have been spent. But that's the only way I could like say it is a reflection of eyes in another that is trying to show me like I'm beautiful or you're beautiful. I'm trying to do the same for you.
Yeah.
It's like this. The giving feels like receiving. The giving of love, the sharing of love, it never feels like it's like spent at a cost. Instead, like the spending is somehow replenishing the bank at the same time. That's the best I got.
Yeah, I love that. It made me think of it's a fruit of the Spirit, and God said that against such things there is no law,
Mm.
and that's that real love.
Oh, amen, dude.
It's like, wow.
Oh, man. Yeah, think of Jesus' love for us, dude.
Yeah.
Against everything we've ever transgressed and anything you've ever done.
Because
that love is...
That's the epitome of that. It's
That's
the reflection of how much you're loved is the perfect person giving the ultimate sacrifice on your behalf
100%.
because you are so beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's literally it.
Yeah.
That's why I think I would like to meet Jesus, is because you get that, obviously.
The purest form of it.
And we get to step into that if we so choose.
If we choose, yeah.
But that's great.
That's my answer.
I love it. What a cool game.
That's the You Are Here podcast.
It is.
Wow.
And I guess we're going to be splicing in some travel footage going on.
Like 2 days, dude.
Yeah. Well,
We gotta get
well, you got some
we gotta
time
go
after.
take that waterfall.
You got some time after. You're going to see San Antonio. You're going to be down
Yeah, but
south.
this is for this week. It's for Wednesday.
What day is it?
Monday.
Oh, God.
I got you. You're
All right,
right.
so it might not be so many splicing going on, but you may see Cash's
It's
face.
okay.
You may see
Yeah.
some brisket.
You'll
Anyway.
probably see some text.
You might see some text messages.
That'll be some text.
Yeah. But,
Thank you guys. We love you.
yeah, love you guys. Adam,
Dude,
love you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you for having
Love
me.
you, buddy.
Appreciate it.
I love you.
So,
Love you too.
love you guys.
Love you guys.
My name is Mike. Signing off.
My name's Dave. I love you all. Please be kind to yourself. Please be kind to one another.
My name's Adam. Love you guys.
Jesus, other side.
Yo, what?
Bang. Whoa! Oh!
stole you.
How do I block, son?
Stealing you.
Dude, how do I block?
Oh my god. Dude, you're dead.
Oh!
Oh, dang. Your jaw snapped.
How do you block? I don't understand.
Dude, your head's already messed up.
Bang! Saw that?